Hey class, today we are looking at parentheses and how changing the position we put them in a number sentence can change how much that number sentence is actually worth. So when I look at this number sentence and this number sentence, you should notice that they're exactly the same, but I'm going to actually make them worth different amounts by putting parentheses in different places. So this first one, I'm actually going to put the parentheses around the 10 minus 5. When I add parentheses to something, that means that I want you to do that first. So if you ever see parentheses in a number sentence, it means you do that before you do anything else. And you just follow your steps along. So 10 minus 5, we should know that that is 5, so I'm just going to rewrite that right under the parentheses, then copy down the rest of it. So that turns into 5 plus 2 equals, this one is going to be worth 7. Let's look at this one over here, except I'm going to put the parentheses in a different spot. I'm going to move the parentheses over here. So now we have 10 minus, in parentheses, 5 plus 2. So instead of going just from left to right, I see parentheses, it means I have to do that first. So 5 plus 2 is actually worth 7. I copy this down, 10 minus 7 is actually worth 3. So depending where you put the parentheses in a number sentence, it's going to change how much that number sentence is worth. So I want you to pause right now, think about that. Go back and rewatch it again if that was kind of confusing, then we'll try an example here in just a moment. Alright, hopefully you had a moment to make sure that made sense. Up on the board now you see the number sentence 10 minus 3 times 2. What I'd like you to do is pause your video and I want you to put parentheses in 2 different spots in this number sentence so that you end up with 2 different answers. So go ahead and do that now. Pause your video and see if you can make it equal 2 different things. Alright, let's look at a couple of different options. Most of you, for the first one, you probably put the parentheses around the 10 minus 3. If I was to do that, 10 minus 3 is going to be 7. Copy this down, times 2. 7 times 2 is going to be 14. Look at another option over here. We have maybe put the parentheses right there. So we have 10 minus, we get our 6 here. So 10 minus 6 equals 4. You can see we got 2 different answers there from the name number sentence. From the number sentence, putting the parentheses in different spots definitely changes the amount that it can be worth. Remember, always do parentheses first. We can also combine this with the information we learned in the previous lesson about being true and false, and we can write some things like this. If we have 15 plus, and then in parentheses, we have 2 times 5 equals 25. And we can decide, is that true or is that false? So the way we decide if that's true or false is we may have to solve what's on this side and kind of put it all together. So we always do parentheses first. 2 times 5 is 10. So 15 plus 10 equals 25. 15 plus 10, that is 25. So 25 equals 25. That is obviously a true statement, so I would write a true there. Let me give you a couple of more examples for you to decide if they are true or false. So let's try this one with, in parentheses, 4 times 8, like that. We're going to say minus 4 equals 16. And we'll do one more. Let's do maybe something like 4 times 9. I'm going to throw in a greater than sign. And then in parentheses, 6 times 6 and minus 5. So I'm going to pause it so that you can see these. I want you to try to solve both sides. Do the parentheses first. Determine if they are true or if they are false. Alright, hopefully you've had a chance to solve that. Let's do the bottom one first here. So if I'm doing 4 times 9 on that side, I can just write down that that is 36. Keep this sign the same. Parentheses first. 6 times 6 is going to be 36 minus 5. 36 minus 5, that's going to give me 31. So is 36 greater than 31? It is, so that one is going to be true. I'm going to erase that one, and we'll do the other one. So parentheses is what we're going to do first. 4 times 8 is going to be 32. Minus 4 equals 16. Well, 32 minus 4 is actually going to give us 28 equals 16. Those are not the same, so that one is actually going to be false. So right now is your time to decide, or do you believe that you are beginning, developing, or secure? Write that down and be ready to sign up tomorrow.